The psychosocial preferences in mate selection among Pakistanis. Mate selection, rather marrying in Pakistani context, has been widely perceived a matter of extreme significance in Pakistanis' lives. In a country like Pakistan, mate selection is not considered just an agreement between two partners, hence it is thought to be an exercise which involves religion and culture. The decisions of parents and other family members are considered highly important in this regard. Apart from the very basic purpose of marriage, that is reproduction, several other psychosocial factors are analyzed before finalizing mates. These yardsticks differ from family to family based on their unique way of thinking. Some would prefer the socioeconomic status of their prospective mates more than other factors, hence some would focus on the elements of care and affection. Thus, Dr. Sukoon felt a need to scientifically investigate the most desired psychosocial preferences in mate selection by Pakistanis to see the current trends in this regard. Investigating mate preferences in a society has certain scientific justifications. Biologically, it allows us to assess the current direction of sexual selection. From a social perspective, it can play a very important role in the social status of sexes in a society such as which sex is more preferred and dominating. Furthermore, it helps in understanding the levels and trends of attraction and retention of mates and in determining the cultural evolutions. The psychological criteria in mate selection are heavily influenced by biological and social aspects. Males and females do have certain priorities while selecting their mates. The historical review reveals that mate preferences of human beings are somehow similar with those of several other species. The preference of females, for instance, has been culturally dominant males who would protect them better from the opponents of same species and who could provide them with better food. Similarly, in humans, socioeconomic status of males is an important yardstick for females. The parameters for the social status, however, may vary from culture to culture. Several studies have established that males prefer physical attractiveness in women and women prefer good financial prospects in men. Emotional stability of a partner is a similar universal preference by both the sexes. The same trends are replicated in studies which tried to investigate cultural differences in mate selection. Men in China prefer younger, attractive, and good-looking women. Women, on the other hand, prefer economically sound men. Apart from the topmost and universal preference in mate selection, that is physical attractiveness of females and sound socioeconomic status of males, there are certain other aspects which secondarily influence the mate selection process. A study compared mate preferences of US and German population and revealed that both males and females prefer the male partner to be older than the female. German females, in the same study, reported to have a strong desire that their spouse should be kind, understanding and intelligent. The American women, on the other hand, were more concerned about the health of their prospective spouse. Mate selection, being an important event in one's life, is studied by researchers worldwide. From a socio-cultural perspective, interaction of social classes and gender-based inequalities play an important role in mate selection. Typically, males in many societies are assigned with roles having greater power and prestige. This leads women to develop a desire to maximize their influence in the society by being associated with males having more power and prestige. The trends in marrying have been changing very rapidly in different societies globally. Marrying is considered a compound of one's cultural, religious, legal, and social life, hence making it an important decision. Apart from some basic preferences such as physical attractiveness and resourcefulness, the criteria of mate selection may vary from culture to culture. Earlier studies from different cultures have revealed certain interesting facts. The psychosocial preferences which were found significant in mate selection include love, social status, financial resources, education, physical attractiveness, and desires for family and children. The preferences in mate selection, later, depend on the social independence of individuals. In cultures like Pakistan, family plays a very vital role in deciding a life partner for a person. The preferred marriage partner, therefore, and the actual marriage partner is not always the same, that is a gap between demand and supply. The desires in mate selection, however, affect the adjustment of partners later in their life. A study by Dr. Sukoon intended to rank the psychosocial preferences of Pakistanis in mate selection. The research participants were 1,100 conveniently selected Pakistani unmarried adults whose age was between 19 to 30 years. There were 433 males and 667 females who participated in the survey. All the participants were educated and belonged to the urban areas of Pakistan. A specific questionnaire was developed to collect data for the study. A pilot study was conducted on 100 participants who were provided with no options and were asked to provide and rank the top 10 psychosocial attributes which they desired while selecting their mates. The findings of the pilot study provided 10 possible psychosocial attributes for mate selection. These were 1. Beautiful, handsome, 2. Obedient, homely, 3. Educated, 4. Earning, 5. Sensible, 6. Caring, 7. Sound family background, 8. Religious, 9. Frugal, and 10. Attractive, stylish. The research questionnaire included these 10 attributes, and the participants were asked to rank their preferences among the given psychosocial attributes. The instructions clearly mentioned that 1 would mean the topmost priority and 10 would mean the least preferred priority. The questionnaire also included the demographic questions such as age, gender, educational qualification, and location of the participants. The findings of the study revealed gender-specific facts in terms of mate selection in Pakistani society. Men had valued beauty the most while women had placed education on top. In line with the previous studies, women were found to be more concerned with the financial stability of their mates, while for men it is not an area of much priority in mate selection. To be religious is an area which can be considered a preference for both men and women. Family background, interestingly, is not important as it is commonly perceived in the society. The differential analysis further revealed that the psychosocial preferences on which males and females have significant difference of choice are beauty, handsomeness, obedience, being homely, education, earnings, and frugality. The psychosocial preferences on which males and females do not differ with each other significantly are the common preferences for them are sensibility, care, family background, religiosity, and physical attractiveness. The study, however, established that men and women in Pakistan do think of certain psychosocial preferences while making choices for mate selection, and they have significant differences of choice based on their gender. Thanks for listening. To read the entire paper, kindly visit www.dursakoon.info.